interesting tutorial. So in this class I'll be showing you how to make this off shoulder cut together gown. Okay, so we'll be concentrating on the upper part of the cut together. So for this dress, this is what you need. You need your shoulder, you need your chest line, bust points, you need your under bust line, because we are going to contour this is it. And you finally need your waistline. So this is my waistline and this is my under bust point line. So I'm going to take my bust pan. This is my bust pan from the center front. I'll also take it on the waist line. So from that point I'll be connecting a straight line. So once my straight line is connected, the next thing I'll be doing now is to come over to my to create my dart. So from here I'll create my dart at 0.75, 0.75. So from here I'll go over this way, I'll go over this way. So I've created this and I'm going to measure my waist circumference. So my waist is 36, divided by 4 is 9. My dart intake is 1.5. I'll just quickly add 1.5. And this is it. So once that is done, I'll just go ahead and connect from here to my bust circumference. So my bust circumference is 40, divided by 4 is 10, as you can see. So another thing I want to do now is to divide my shoulder seam line by 2 and find the midpoint. This is my midpoint and I'm going to connect that midpoint to this, to the bust line. I'm sorry about that, to the bust line, not to the chest line. Okay, so this line, that line is supposed to be to the bust line. So I've done that correction. So now the next we want to do is to create the neckline for this cut together. So for the cut together, I'll be coming down from my natural neckline at 3 inches, okay, for this style. And at the tip of my shoulder, I'll come down by 1 inch. So once that is done, I'll come in with my pattern ruler and I'm going to connect from these 3 inches to 1 inch. So my 3 inches to 1 inch, I'll stop at this line. Then I will continue again with a broken line, because that is the cut together for you. So you can see how I kept my pattern ruler. So from this point, we are going to take a measurement of the actual sleeve we need here, so you don't have your sleeve falling off from you after making the dress. So you'll be taking your round shoulder measurement, So once the round shoulder measurement is taken at the tip of the shoulder, as you can see right there on the thumbnail, so the next thing you do, this round shoulder measurement, if I have it as 42, I'm going to take my shoulder. My shoulder from center front is 7.5. This 7.5 I'll multiply by 4, and then I'll have 30. So 42 now, which is my round shoulder, I'll minus 30 from it. So if I do that, I'll have 12. Then this 12 is for the sleeve. 4 of the sleeve divided by 4, that is, I'm working on a quarter. I will have 12 divided by 4, I'll have 3. So I'll quickly go ahead and put 3 here. So take your own calculation as we have done now. That is the only way you can get this right. So from here, I'll measure my 3 inches. And these 3 inches, I will square the line. What I mean by squaring the line is, if you have a protractor, this comes with a protractor. And if you know how to use it, just simply go ahead, place this line, okay? So if you know how to use it, you understand what I'm doing here. But if you don't know how to use it, then you can learn how to use your protractor. So this is it. This edge of the ruler is on this line. The edge of the ruler, I make it to be on this line, to that 3 inches. and I'm going to follow the squared line. So this is the squared line, can you see? So not even this one. So I'll place that line this way. That is the actual squaring. Here should give you 90 degrees for accuracy. So on this line, I'll be measuring the width of my sleeve. I'll do 2 inches. And that 2 inches, I'll measure another 2 inches. So I'll be able to connect. So I'll go ahead and do what? And connect. So I will stop at this first, that leg. Sorry, on this line. And then I will connect. I'll reconnect from there. So you can see how I slanted my ruler and connected. So that is how to go about sleeves like this. So at this point you can see that. So another thing I want to make you to understand is, sometimes when you do this, you see this area becomes so big. So your chest line, you can raise your chest line up a little bit by 1 inch. Okay, so you don't have that part too much exposed. So I just raise it up by 1 inch. This is it. So I just make an imaginary line, and I'll bring back this and connect it back to this, as you can see. Then I can even go ahead and take this to this point, to the body, because that's where we have the bodies, and then I can perfectly make. So I think I prefer what I have here. Can you see that? So it looks more beautiful. So just raise your chest line. It does not affect anything at all. So your arm you have enough space to, move your arm around. So after that, next is to make your contour the under bust, and also create our over bust line. So let me contour the under bust. So coming from the center front, as usual, you take your under bust circumference, divide by 4. This is what I have. I go in, and what I have left, I'll put a quarter here. I'll put 1 inch here, and then I'll flip my pattern ruler to the bust point this way. I'll flip it again to the bust point this way. I'll come back with it from here this way, and I come back with it this way. So now the over bust that we want to use right here, I'll be using a princess dart over bust. So from the tip of my of the armhole line, I'm going to measure my armhole. But this time around, I want to use another method to introduce to you. So remember, our midline was here, which is at this point, the midpoint of this. So I will simply connect this. I'm going to make a connection from this, okay? You can see how I kept my ruler. From this point, I will measure, I will connect. Can you see? Then from here, I'll come down by 1.5. Can you see that? So what I'm trying to do is to tighten my princess dart on the over bust line. So I have tightened it. You can see how I kept my ruler still on this line, connecting my princess dart. Then from here, I'll come out by 1.5. From here to here is 1.5, as you can see. And I'll also replace that 1.5 right here. So once I do that, sorry about this too much line, but I believe you understand what I'm doing. So as I do that now, this is my new line, accommodation line. So I'll just connect my princess that new accommodation line. So I'll quickly cut out this so we don't have much lines confusing us right here. So I want you to watch where I'm cutting from this time, because I'm using a princess that I came out from that line. Can you see that? So this is the line I'm working with, but note that we have not placed our buzz dart. Okay, please don't forget to place your buzz dart. This is my buzz dart, 2 inches, and I'll take it from here to here. I'll come out a little by 0.75, connect back, and then connect it to the new line. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to tape it back right away. Okay, so I've taped it back. So this is where I was supposed to cut from, including the bust accommodation. Then we'll go in here, and then you can now go ahead and cut your pattern. So I've cut my pattern off, and I want to close my bust dart immediately for this. So if I close my bust dart for this, I will have this. Okay, so that is what I'll have on my princess dart line. Then I'll go ahead and cut out this unnecessary darts. So you can see the the over bust darts, or let me call it tightening of the princess darts. So that is what our pattern looks like. Then center front, I'll just go ahead and cut off center front line. So the pattern will become this way. So by the time you start sewing, you notice that your princess dart is well tightened, okay, on this part. So I just thought of also showing you this tip and tricks. All right, so we've come to the end of this class. So when you are drafting the back, follow the same method. Extend the shoulder part of your line. So I will just want to do a little matching of this from here. So if I do that, so I still have a space to pass my arm. Okay, so you can still do this, okay, because as I match it up now, I'm seeing a little space. So let me still do this. Remember, we raised our armhole, so you might still come back after matching it up, as I'm seeing right here. You can come back and take it back to the chest line. This is my original chest line, so I want to take it back. Okay, so it's not so tight, unless you want it. In fact, take it back from what I'm seeing right there with the princess dart method. Can you see? So I think it's better the way we have it now. So you have enough to pass your arm. You have enough to pass your arm. All right, people, so that's how we come to the end of this tutorial, and I believe this class was helpful to you. So this part is going to be on fold. All you need to do is to go ahead and sew the take the back the same way we did here with the zipper, then sew the skirt, then drape on it. So in making the rose, there's a rose design after draping. So the draping is very simple. From the center front, you keep folding your fabric, folding it. You can see what I'm doing on top of the already sewn dress. You can place it on the dress form and drape. So if I am done draping it this way, I will have an excess to form my rose. So let me take this a little bit up, so I'll be able to have my excess to form my rose. So that excess I have here, all you need to do is to just keep forming your rows. It's very easy. You have to use your hands with your needle and thread. Keep forming the rows, and once it's formed, okay, so you actually need enough fabric. That's what will give you this row. You tack the rows on the sleeve this way. Then you can go ahead and bead the upper layer of this. So the whole of the part that is draped, the whole of the draped part, you put your beads as it is right there on the thumbnail for the other side. So thank you very much for coming to this class, and I believe this illustration was helpful to you. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends. Drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next class. Bye.